just hit me in my kidney too. Start bleeding anytime now, that's fine. So it's hard to figure out when Pastor Mike says, you know, keep it like 10 minutes or less. It's like, where do I start? So I'm Wilks. I've been, my debt was paid about 8 years ago.
Amen.
Right before I was having a very mild procedure compared to the stuff that I've been through. And I don't, like you said, I don't complain. I'm blessed and fortunate. Now I know why I'm going through stuff. Not that, poor me, there's none of that. I'm so sick of people apologizing for what I have. I'm on my 3rd round of cancer right now. So I have 2 different types right now, 3 actually, one's not active. So I just finished 19 rounds of chemo. They're doing a major operation on me with 4 different teams on February 7th. So all prepared for that mentally. After all the other stuff, I don't even need a game face. I could do surgery this afternoon at 2 o'clock, I'd be ready to go. So everything's a blessing. I understand why I've been through what I've been through. My whole survival since my debt was paid was trying to embarrass her, my daughter, to turn to the Lord. And my own timing, my own plan was terrible. Failing me, pushing away, the whole thing. So it's funny that you sometimes I get complacent, and sometimes God reminds me, hey, you're not paying attention to me. And he's right every single time, obviously. Other times, as I told my daughter, he puts us through things to get others' attention. Right. And this is exactly this past time. So, January 1st, you guys know I rent part of a house from Trisha's mom. And she heard a big thud on the floor, and it was me unconscious on the floor. So apparently having seizures, not really breathing too well. Erin, my wonderful daughter's mom, on her way. Charlotte was in the truck behind her with her friend. They rushed me to Good Samaritan. They intubate me. They put me on a ventilator, where I woke up on Thursday. So I have no recollection at all whatsoever about Monday. So wake up, they ask you the same stupid questions. What's your last name? What's your date of birth? I'm glad they didn't ask me any trick questions, because I would have failed miserably. So the greatest thing that I woke up to when I was able to be conscious was when my daughter said to me, Dad, I took a selfie. So all I could think about is, I'm laying there with a tube on a respirator, and my daughter's holding the camera. I was wrong. So I woke up enough, I couldn't behave myself enough because I was trying to pull out tubes, so they put soft restraints on me. So my daughter took a picture of her hand holding my hand with a soft restraint on. Fair enough, phenomenal. Couldn't be happier. The whole thing with that, though, I wish I could show all of you. But the best part of that whole thing was when I woke up and I was actually able to see, she put a verse there. And the verse, which floored, if I wasn't already on a ventilator, they probably would have put me back on one. So Jeremiah 30:17, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Amen. So, wow, I had nowhere to go with that. I was completely speechless, 100% speechless. So, my favorite verse ever of all time is Joshua 1:9, and exactly what you were saying about we weren't given fear. Shouldn't be afraid of anything. Right. And when they asked me in the hospital this past time, they get the mental health worker to come and talk to you. How do you feel about what happened? So I just woke up. I don't really know yet. But then I said to her, what was astounding was what my daughter printed and sent me her picture of her selfie. And that meant more to me than anything. So I kind of laughed because she said to me, trying to be coy, what's a bad day for Wilks? I said, I don't have them. She said, well,
Amen.
you know, clearly you have a bad day. There's days that you don't feel good. I said, I don't. I don't have one bad day. Every day I wake up, I'm completely blessed and completely grateful.
Amen.
So I don't deserve any of this.
Amen.
Last month, I got admitted for weeks in the ICU because I was septic. Because I just finished chemo, I had zero immune system. I had bacteria in my blood that was trying to kill me. I had 3 or 4 other things that were trying to do their due diligence to take me out of here. And Dr. Death, who's the doctor that I named kindly after, who was caring for me in the ICU, first conversation we had was, who's your healthcare proxy? Do they know not to intubate you? We don't want to put you through unnecessary stuff for your family. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. We didn't get to that point yet. Let's look at the good stuff. The bacteria you thought that was going to kill me isn't the worst bacteria. That's a great thing. I'm alive. I'm awake. I'm talking to you. We're having this conversation, and I feel great. She proceeded to complain about it, and I just said, listen, you got the wrong guy here. I'm not one of those, I'm not falling off a cliff, grabbing onto every straw. Please save me, do everything on the planet. And as I tried to say to her and some of the other healthcare team members is, when he decides to take me, I'm gone. Doesn't matter. Nobody gets a memo that says, wow, Pastor Mike texted me, I'm out of here at 3:43 on Friday. God told him so. It doesn't work that way. So I deserve no credit. I'm not a superhero. I'm nobody important other than God decided to bring me through these last 2 events where I've had more than 4 or 5 doctors tell me they have no idea how I survived.
Amen.
I should not have survived, especially this last bout.
Amen.
I said, you know what? The good Lord's working in me.
Amen.
When you say to the surgeons, I'll be praying for you,
Yeah.
pray all you want. Well, I realize that you're a surgeon, but I said to him, you have more than enough initials and names after your last name, titles, but I said, I'm going to pray that everything goes well. They plan on the worst. It's going to be a disaster when we get in there. I said, you don't know that. Have a little faith. Well, I'm glad you have your faith. I said, that's really all I have. I don't need anything else.
Amen. Amen.
So, am I afraid of anything or anybody? No.
Amen.
Even if Rick, Pastor Mike, and Andy said, we're taking you outside, we're going to work you over, it's physical pain. And you know what? It'll get better and it goes away. It's nothing. It can't touch your heart, can't touch your soul.
Amen.
Cancer can't touch my heart or my soul. Cancer doesn't define me. My fight and my faith, my fight through my faith is what defines me.
Amen.
That's everything.
Amen.
And I was one of those guys that grew up Roman Catholic that didn't understand a darn thing.
Yep.
Nothing. It was all actors, performers, costumes.
Yeah.
But when I first came here, my very first lesson I ever learned, I have a tattoo on my forearm, was temperance. Something I still need every single day.
Amen.
And this reminds me of that as well. So, I don't know if I went through all the stuff, other than I will say this too, is my daughter thinks I'm completely indestructible. The things I've been through, again, I'm not bragging, I'm proud that I know and she knows why and how I got through them. So she's under the impression I could walk out onto the street, get run over by a tractor trailer, I brush myself off, I go to the gym, and I go. She's not totally wrong on that. But, I said to her, if God wanted me to get killed walking across the street, he'd have that happen. First of all, I don't cross the street. Second of all, it's out of our control. And you try to tell these surgeons and everything, and the one thing I will tell you this is, because of my faith and my outlook, when I convey that to my oncology team, I convey that to all of my providers. This one stubborn surgeon I met with this week, he would bail on this surgery at any cost, because it's going to be complicated. He's already one of those guys that, but you know what? He said to me, I got a phone call from every single one of your providers, like 8 of them, telling me that you're not only a positive person and you look terrible on the internet. Your medical history, I don't even know how you will survive this surgery. said, well, that's not up to you either. I just need you to focus and do your best.
Amen.
Imagine that, just a lonely PA telling a surgeon to just focus and give me your best. That's all I need. I said, faith will take care of itself. So, that's, he said to me, well, you can keep your faith and pray for me. I said, I'm going to. I'm going to pray for you and the whole team. So the disadvantage is I have a PICC line in my arm. The PICC line has 3 heads that goes directly into my heart. I have a port in my chest that goes directly into my heart. So the second they're tired of me praying, they're going to give me some juice, go right into my heart and put me to sleep. But my last word will still be amen.
Amen.
No question about it. So there's a lot of things I didn't hit and whatever, but hope you guys got the message. Never lose faith. Don't be afraid of anything or anyone.
Amen.
Except for maybe Rick, Pastor Mike, and Andy. It might be a smart thing to do. But that's, I've become faithful. My family has all decided they were grateful after the first couple of years that this wasn't a fad. That every time I can make it to church, I make it to church. I need church.
Amen.
I need to, my neurologist said she can't believe I can even remember my name. But you know something? I remember where the church is.
Amen.
And I will tell you this too. I am so touched by everybody that's prayed for me. I hear it from Pastor Mike. I hear it from others. I couldn't be happier. I don't know all of you. Some people have come up and introduced themselves. Instead of been praying for you, didn't know who they were. But you know what? I appreciate every single prayer. That's the only thing I ever need is that.
Amen.
So that's it.
Amen.